Jefferson County Court of Law is back in session. Next case is cause number 332446. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Ray Charles Jones or Ray Charles Jones Jr. Mr. Jones, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Jones, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Jones, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Jones, you may put your hand down. Mr. Jones, how are you doing?
All right.
Okay, Mr. Jones, you're here represented by your attorney, Don Boudreaux. Mr. Boudreaux, how are you doing?
Just fine, sir.
Now, Mr. Boudreaux, do you waive a record in this case?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Boudreaux, also pursuant to Article 1.24 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, all proceedings and trials in all courts shall be public. However, pursuant to Lilly versus States 365 Southwest 3rd, 321, the right to a public trial is not absolute and may be outweighed by other competing rights or interests such as interest in security, preventing disclosure of non-public information, and ensuring that the public receives or that the defendant receives a fair trial. Mr. Boudreaux, are you asking that this court close this case to the public to prevent the disclosure of non-public information regarding Mr. Ray Charles Jones?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the court finds that the parties seeking to close the hearing have advanced an overriding interest that is likely to prejudice Mr. Jones, and the closure is no broader than necessary to protect the interests of Mr. Jones. And the court have considered reasonable alternatives to the closing the proceedings, and the courts make these findings, and these findings are